UFC Atlanta just took place, and Kamaru Usman had a win over Joaquin Buckley, which we will get into, but we have to start with the conspiracy that was Joaquin Buckley's entrance into the arena. Now, this here says Joaquin Buckley and team barred from entering State Farm Arena ahead of UFC Atlanta main event.
But, you know, they're going to check us in nice and right. Hey, hold on. Let me move out the way. Hey, bro, I'm the main event. Yeah. I'm the main event. Yeah, do something. Thank you. Go. Get him in there. Yeah, appreciate it. Come on, man. Let's go. So we just need somebody to escort us to get you on mine. This is crazy. Hey, but we outside, though. We working towards it, man. Hey, but we gonna make it to this, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna see y'all all inside pretty soon. You're gonna make it even sweeter. Come on, let's go. Watch this shit. Can somebody escort us or something? Sure.
So there is Joaquin Buckley getting turned down entrance. But let's actually talk about the card, okay? Kamaru Usman absolutely dominated. It was not even close. Joaquin Buckley, literally, I swear, I watch these fights sometimes, even in main events, and I swear that fighters just don't train a massive part of the game. Like, I'm watching Joaquin Buckley, and I'm just sitting there like, he has never trained a day of defensive wrestling in his life. He's just falling backwards with his hips square. Very bad performance. My pick for Buckley looks terrible now in hindsight. I don't even know how I picked him in hindsight, but hey, that's hindsight for you. Buckley wasn't allowed in the arena. Bilal Muhammad says, congrats, see you soon, which was a fight that we've been talking about for several years now. And look, Kamaru Usman, I don't want to take too much away from Kamaru Usman's win over Joaquin Buckley because he looked very good. He took some big shots. His chin held up, the whole nine. But Joaquin Buckley looks so terrible. Athletic, yes, but no technique, no composure, no game plan. The game plan was to knock Usman out. There was no plan B. There was no defensive wrestling, anything. A little bit of a snoozer for a main event, but we did get a massive, massive KO from Malcolm Wellmaker, who is literally the next big star. I mean, Sean O'Malley couldn't KO Chris Mutino with like 300 significant strikes. Wellmaker put him out fucking cold. So Wellmaker has been in the UFC for 3 months or 2 months, and he's made $100K in bonuses. I'm not going to show it because I don't want the UFC to copyright this video, but that's a star right there. That's a star right there. Now let's take a look at the rest of the card. Usman versus Buckley, not a very good fight. Not a very good performance for Joaquin Buckley, who closed as a minus 280 favorite. Now, the co-main event, Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. Maverick had her moments, but Rose Namajunas was just better. She was more skilled. She was just a step ahead the entire time. And there really wasn't much for Maverick to give her. The takedown timing for Rose was great. The head movement was there. The boxing was there. She was landing nice teeps to the body. Maverick had a few moments, especially where she kind of stole the second round, where she was almost choked and then took Rose's back. That was probably her really only significant moment of the fight. Edmen Shahbazyan styled on Andre Petroski. He landed a couple of big shots, but the concern for Edmen Shahbazyan is that he can't get a finish on somebody that he's piecing the fuck up. I mean, he should have finished Petroski pretty easily. I mean, he was landing big shots. Petroski was on skates a couple of times, but he outskilled him. I guess that happens sometimes. But I thought that performance warranted a finish. It's a little underwhelming without the finish to me because Petroski did have some good moments due to not being finished. He survived a couple of very hard moments and he was able to continue the fight and get to a decision that I don't think should have happened. So slightly underwhelming for Edmen Shahbazyan. Good performance. Should have got the finish, though. He's much better at Extreme Couture. Now, let's talk about Cody Garbrandt. I think he needs to retire. He is a very skilled fighter in one aspect of the game. He can box, but his chin's gone, and he doesn't like playing responsible defense. He doesn't like playing that game. And Barcelos beat him unanimously. Cody dropped him in the first round. Looked like he could have gotten him out of there. Cody decides to dance on him, and then he loses rounds 2 and 3. Now, I will say Cody looked puffy. He looked kind of fat, like for being in fight shape. So face tat, long hair, cornrow, puffy Garbrandt was not the mythical fighter I expected him to be. Now, it's time for him to retire. He lost to Raoni Barcelos, who probably deserves a top 15 opponent at this point, even though he's about 50 years old. But Garbrandt needs to call it quits, all right? This guy beat Peyton Talbot. He beat Cody Garbrandt. I'm not saying he's terrible, but Cody Garbrandt does not have the ability, in my opinion, to beat anybody of real value in the UFC. I think it's time to put him on a Misfits boxing card, put him in dirty boxing, see if he can win a belt in PFL. The UFC is not it for Cody Garbrandt. And now in hindsight, he may have never been that good. It was just that one performance probably. But Cody Garbrandt, disappointing. I thought he was going to win. Now, this Abdul Malik versus Cody Brundage fight, very confusing because it's very confusing because Cody Brundage was looking good despite being such a massive underdog. And then the fight ended with a technical decision due to a headbutt. All the judges gave the first and second round to Mansour Abdul Malik, which I disagreed with. I thought Cody Brundage looks pretty good. They should have thrown more as the fight went on. I mean, Cody Brundage was really tentative with like calf kicks and all that. He was really, really tentative, but I thought he could have gotten the win. Just smaller, maybe should be at 170. Smaller. Abdul Malik looked massive next to him. And just an odd fight, very slow. And then once it picked up, it was over. Moving on from there, Alonzo Menafield. This was a bad fight for Umar Sy, a bad fight for Alonzo Menafield. They were hyping up this Umar Sy as being one of the guys, like the next French superstar. And he literally had nothing for Menafield. Menafield is not very good, and he still dominated that fight for the most part. Umar Sy spent the entire second round just trying to pass time by holding himself on Menafield's hips. Menafield and Sy both not very good in my opinion. Strong, shitty gas tank 205ers that are never going to be contenders. I mean, you're a minus 700 favorite and you lost. The last one I want to talk about, because we already talked about Malcolm Wellmaker, is this Paul Craig Rodolfo Bellato fight. Now, this was ruled a no contest due to a could not continue ruling from the judge. Now, an illegal upkick was landed by Paul Craig, but Bellato literally did the biggest piece of acting I have ever seen in a UFC fight. He threw his hands up, looked at the ref, fell back, acted knocked out, and then acted like he woke up and didn't know where he was. It was fucking wild. I'm not going to show it. It's going to get copyrighted, but go look at that. One of the biggest flops I have ever seen in UFC history. And while the beginning of the card was pretty good, as the card went on, it started to stink a little bit. And especially the main event was a bit of a stinker, but that was like contender Usman. That's what he did on his way to the belt. So Usman probably going to fight Bilal next. Rose Namajunas, not really sure. Probably a top 5 girl or woman. Edmund Shabazian, maybe a top 15 guy, maybe one more before then. Garbrandt's got to retire. This fight shouldn't even have been on the main card, to be honest, but whatever, good win. Neither of these guys are going to be contenders ever, and this was just, I don't know what to do about this. Fuck that. So, card was all right. That's what I'll give the card like a 5 out of 10. We had good name value. It was in a major city. I'll give the card a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6, just because it was a fight night, not a pay-per-view. And we had a couple of redeeming things. Like we did get a memeable moment from Rodolfo Bellato, and we did get a very viral KO for Malcolm Wellmaker. So let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think of UFC Atlanta? It was a little underwhelming for me, but it was my return to streaming. So let me know what you think down below. Usman title shot or Usman versus Bilal? Did you like this video? Then like and subscribe down below. I also do multiple live streams per week, along with behind the scenes content and members only live streams for our channel members. So become a channel member for access to bonus content. It's only $5 per month, and it greatly helps the channel's growth. I also do a podcast with my best friend Bo, and I have a non-MMA channel as well called Wyatt's World. You can check both of those out linked below.